Would the man have to be well off?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hey.
Right. And how much do you think he would have to make to consider a woman with 4 young children?
Maybe here in LA, maybe at least 400,000.
Shit.
Okay, let's just take that number. What percentage of men make $400,000 a year?
Probably 1%.
Right.
Hi, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
32.
32. So what does Sabrina want, or what do you think fits for Sabrina now?
Okay, well, Kevin, I was recently widowed last year. I was married to a high-value man.
Okay.
We had 4 children.
All right.
So I've been listening to your program for
4?
over a year.
You said you have 4 children?
I have 4 children.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been listening to your program for over a year, and I realized that I don't want to be alone. And
Okay.
I made some changes. I lost weight. I'm bettering myself, and I'm doing so many things because I don't want to be alone.
Okay. How long were you married?
I was married for 6 years.
And was the loss expected or unexpected?
Unexpected. This was due to COVID.
Okay. So are you dating again?
No, but I would like to date again.
Okay. How old is your youngest?
Sabrina, just say somebody was pounding cake. We understand. That's why you smiled and you just had a little flashback back to, you know, when he had you in the figure 6. You know, but these ladies, they keep coming on with they chests out, or you know, whatever, or ball gown or sports bra or whatever have you. 32 years old, 4 kids, married 6 years. Okay, let's continue. Somebody out there for you, baby.
Child.
6.
And how old is your oldest?
I'm sorry. My oldest is 6, and my youngest is 2.
Oh my.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Wowzers.
Yeah. So that's the dilemma. Like, I know it's going to be quite difficult for me to get back into the scene.
Well, but why do you think it's going to be difficult? I want to know from your standpoint why you think it's going to be difficult.
Because I have 4 children. I know it's going to take a special kind of man to want to marry me and to incorporate my 4 children into his life. So it's like, it's just a challenge.
Do you really have the, I mean, and I'm asking because I don't know. Do you really have the time to focus on a man with 2, your youngest is 2 and your oldest is 6. You got 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you were a married woman, your hair would be on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to make time for a whole man who wants something? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
So before I even start asking you questions about what do you bring to, well, with 4 kids, 2 to 4, I mean, I don't want to get into your financial situation, but unless you're really well off to where you have somebody that's a nanny and consistent child.
Bro, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's women out there dating with 6 kids. There's women out there, you know, when I say dating, you know, they got a guy, you know, maybe have a guy here. I'm not saying that all women are like that, but they may have their own starting 5 or several dudes as well. You know what I'm saying? So you got 4 kids and you was knocking them out back to back, and she's looking for marriage already. She just, you know, her husband just passed away a year ago and you're looking for marriage. Baby, 6 years, not too long, but long enough to maybe lose your groove in the dating scene is understandable. But baby, you know, I mean, there's some simps out there that may wife you up with 4 kids. Don't get me wrong, but you better off, you know, just enjoying the dating scene and not having something really serious. Just having a good time, enjoying that single life again. And you might find that Prince Charming or your king.
Child care for the children in those tender years. How do you even get to date a guy?
I'm originally from New York. I moved out to LA. My mom came out with me so she could help me with my children.
So you can't. So all that, you can't. Hey, Mom, I'm trying to get to know Blake Henry over here, and I need you to be on call enough to where I can really put in the kind of time necessary to get a guy to. It's a heavy lift for 4 children.
Definitely a heavy lift, baby. You trying to make time. I mean, a man, other than a man, basically, and guys try to disagree with me, which is perfectly fine. Basically saying there's no man that's gonna want to date her. There's gonna be guys that's gonna want to show her a good time, and I'm not necessarily saying this whole pump and dump. He might want to take her out, especially if she has a nice figure and she cleans up well. Take her out, show her a good time, then go home for a night of intimacy, and then just show the lady a good time. That's what hang out, have fun, hook up. That's what it's about. You guys, oh no, she doesn't deserve anything. She doesn't. Man, cut all that shit out. Cut it all out, man.
It's a very heavy lift. Now, just from the logistics, that's number one. And then number two, what age did you get married at?
I got married at 25.
All right. So how long were you with your ex before he passed?
7 years.
Okay. So it's arguable to say that, you've lived a life pretty much customizing yourself for one man.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't expect to be here. And unfortunately, this may sound a bit harsh.
Mm-hmm.
With 4 children, what kind of man do you think would have time or capacity to deal with a woman with 4 young children?
Kev's asking all the right questions too. Definitely, and so that they because I know a lot of you ladies, you'll watch this and you don't think about this type of stuff, and you'll just think that I'm a 10. He's gonna wait hand and foot on me, even if I got kids. My kids are gonna come first, which is something that's constantly preached with single mothers. My kids come first. My kids come first. But you want a man to take you seriously. Cut it out, man.
I don't know.
Okay. You don't know. Well, you think he would have to be rather well off?
Would the man have to be well off?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hey.
Right. And how much do you think he would have to make to consider a woman with 4 young children?
Maybe here in LA, maybe at least 400,000.
Shit.
Okay, let's just take that number. What percentage of men make $400,000 a year?
Probably 1%.
Right. And do those men typically want a pre-made family?
No.
Unfortunately, ma'am, your children are too young for you really to be dating anybody seriously.
Facts.
I mean,
Okay.
having some fun, but 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Facts.
That's a lot. And a man who would consider you would have to have the resources to be able to provide. In LA, you're talking around $700,000 a year because you come with 4 people.
Yes.
Do you want any more?
Now that's a little bit steep. I get y'all be giving Kevin hell in the comments about his numbers, because he gets all into the taking, college funds and cars for everybody and all this other stuff, but it, for a family of 6, I guess it will be, if he doesn't have any kids with her, it doesn't take 700 grand in Los Angeles to raise, even though the cost of living is obviously higher in LA. It doesn't take that much. And even with her talking that 400K, she's just bringing that amount, that's, baby. Like he said, like Kevin said though, baby, it's just going to be some dude that's just going to show you a good time, make you feel young and sexy. You know what I'm saying? Make you feel like a woman that you are. And then you go back home and, play mom and raise your kids.
For children?
I think it would depend on if I met someone and if they wanted more children. Yes, but if not, then no.
So the answer is no.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. Sorry.
So the answer is no.
The answer is no.
I got my hands full with this.
Facts.
I don't want any more. And if I did have more, he'd have to be able to pay for my 4 plus the 5th. So again, from the man's standpoint, he's paying for 4 young children that aren't his, and at best he gets 1.
Mm-hmm.
You got about 15 years of dating or hooking up and hanging out, because the kind of man who's at that kind of money, especially in this kind of environment, he's got young women with no kids out there in LA.
Uh-huh.
So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but LA is one of the most competitive markets in the world.
Very competitive. LA, you really get that mirror shine to your face in LA. That's why Kevin uses that LA 9. You have women in, what I was thinking, she's from New York. I don't know if she's from the city or whatever, but you might want to move to a small town where you're like the only dime, or you're one of like 5 dimes, which, a lot of you guys who are watching, you come from a town like that where this is the coldest thing in town. And she can have 10 kids and you'll give her your left testicle without question. Right? But in Los Angeles, baby, I mean, you can still find a nice gentleman that'll take you out and show you a good time. But all that other shit, nah.
You got women who are bona fide 9s out there with no kids, looking for the same man you're looking for.
Facts.
And you said you lost weight. What were you at your highest weight?
I was 145 at my highest weight. I dropped down to.
Okay, so ideally, once your youngest is about, at least in kindergarten, then you're in a position to where you got a 10-year-old in the house, or 9 or 10-year-old. At that point, you're in a position to start venturing out there to possibly start dating somebody else who already has children. But thinking about just going out into the dating market for marriage, not likely. And unless you're going to tell me my ex left us $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm okay though, financially.
Well, I'm good, but the reality is a man on the dating scene only gets 1 kid at best, and he has to take care of somebody else's 4 children. That's just untenable for most men.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to look that untenable up. I don't know that word, but yeah, it's not gonna work, baby. It's not gonna work. But you're very nice, cordial lady. Somebody will take you out to a nice dinner.
Alexis, you can stay here, right here, Sabrina.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.